What's up, my Guitkit family? Now, I've never hidden the fact that I'm a huge Beatles fan. I talk about them all the time. You can see in some of the brands of the guitars that I've been sort of parading in front of you guys. Obviously, I like the Beatles, man. You know what I mean? If it weren't for the Beatles, I probably wouldn't be here, blah, 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 right now. You know what I mean? I'd be in some, you know what I mean, mental institution or jail or something. You know what I mean? The Beatles meant a lot to me, man. So, I always wanted myself an Epiphone Casino just because it was awesome. Now, John Lennon went from playing a little tiny, like a toy guitar to this huge ass, you know what I mean, Epiphone Casino. He played it from like 66 through 71, 72. You know what I mean? Always played it. He didn't, I don't really even like the guitar, but he played it. I heard him saying some disparaging comments about it. You know what I mean? On some video. He said the disparaging comments about the Rickenbacker too, man. You know what I mean? John Lennon was a hard guy to please, man. He played guitars for looks, not really for sounds, man. He liked the way things looked. So, I always wanted an Epiphone Casino because I liked the way it looked. Right? Either wanted one in sunburst or I wanted one natural. Because, I love John Lennon. So, you know what I'm saying? I almost got one like 20 years ago. I was part of this like Beatles, website. People talked about Beatles gear and stuff. You know what I mean? I saw somebody bought like it was a red one and stripped it down natural and did a pretty cool Lennon-esque job. Now I don't want to Lennonize it completely. You know what I mean? I just want one, like a beautiful one that I can play and I can like pose in front of with the mirror. You know what I'm saying? I can stand in the mirror and be like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just like this guitar. This guitar is like caca, man. But, you know what I'm saying? You stand in front of the mirror with that thing on, you look like John Lennon. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, man. So let's get back into serious gear here. So, you know what I'm saying? I saw one on the internet 20 years ago, $280. You know what I mean? Didn't buy it. Bought a Gibson L1 instead. You know what I'm saying? And every now and then I kind of look for them. You know what I'm saying? Craigslist, eBay, Let Go. You know what I mean? Everywhere, man. You know what I mean? They're always around $600-700 new. You can get a vintage one, same year as John Lennon's, for like $3-4 grand. You know what I mean? They're not really expensive guitars. You can get one made in the USA, top of the line one. A reissue of John Lennon's for like $1,500. You know what I mean? And that's like list price. You know what I'm saying? You look around, probably get a lot less. And I thought recently I was looking at AliExpress, like, why don't I just, build one? I was like, it's going to cost me like $300-400 just to build one. You know what I'm saying? I have a fake Epiphone Casino. You know what I'm saying? It'll be valueless. And it'll cost me about the same, more or less, as a real one. You can get a brand new one for $600-700. You know what I'm saying, man? They're all made in China now. So I just sort of, held on to my hat. And I've been part of eBay for 20 years. I got a coupon the other day. You've been with us for 20 years. Here's a $25 coupon. What the fuck? Really? Thank you, eBay. I was thinking that maybe I should get something practical. I need a couple more guitar stands. I need some more stuff. You know what I mean? I could have gotten like another 9 guitar rack for free. You know what I'm saying? I could have got one. I need one. Instead, I went to damaged, guitars, guitar projects, and then I saw it right on the top there. 2019 Epiphone Casino Natural Husk project, man. There's no electronics on it. It was somebody got the guitar, cracked the neck, took all the electronics off, everything off it, and was parting it out because I guess they couldn't return it. You know what I'm saying? So they're trying to part it out and make their money back. So I bought the shell of the guitar, right? And I bought the pickguard and I bought the truss rod cover because they're the hard things to come by. You know what I'm saying? I wanted genuine ones. So I got them. And I dumped about $300 in it. You know what I'm saying? That's after the coupon. And now I bought a whole bunch of Epiphone, actual real Epiphone components and stuff. Off of AliExpress because this place, I think it's Guitar Family is the name of the seller. That's the company that actually makes, a lot of the guitars. You know what I'm saying? That are made in China, like by the Epiphone, by Fender, by everybody, man. They're the ones who actually make them. So they sell, on the side. They sell, they make WD Music. They make Grover tuners. They make pretty much everything. They make it for themselves, too, to sell on AliExpress. So I got all the electronics, all said and told. Everything here is going to cost me like $400 for a 2019 Epiphone Casino with a cracked neck. So let's check it out, man. Once it comes, we'll have like a special, little segment where I open it, you know what I mean, unboxing thing. Because I know you guys like that. It's the internet, man. Internet, you know what I mean? People like the unboxing stuff. You know what I'm saying? Live vicariously. So this is for you, John Lennon. See, that's for you, man. That's for you, John Lennon. God bless you. I'll come back to you when I get that guitar in the mail, man. Hey, folks, so the moment of truth is here. The big package has arrived, fresh off the FedEx truck. Now, I told you guys before, I'm not looking to build a replica of John Lennon's guitar. And if I didn't tell you, I meant to tell you that shit. I'm looking to basically restore this guitar back to what it was when it left the factory. You know what I'm saying? Major cosmetic differences between this guitar and John Lennon's guitar is his pickguard had the straight silver E, a 2-hole truss rod cover, and it had a blue label. A couple other little things, but those are the major cosmetic differences. And you know what I mean? Whatever, I'll still look like John Lennon if I look at myself in the mirror with this mad boy strapped on. Especially if I pop the pick guard off. So I'm going to open it up. We're going to take a look to see how badly the neck is cracked. And see, you know what I mean? See what's up, man. Oh, man. 15 layers of tape, which is a good thing. That knife isn't too exact, man. There's nothing exact about it. There's lots of paper. I can save that for Christmas and wrap all the presents for people I don't like in. You know what I'm saying? Nothing like this, man. Remember we used to put like our school books and this kind of stuff? Oh yes, those were the days, my friend. I got the pick guard in here too. And the truss rod cover, so I don't want to just throw everything on the floor. Because that's like, you know what I mean? Not too well secured. There we go, man. There we go. Oh, it's orange. I thought it was natural. What happened to that? Exacto nif. Where's my exacto nif, man? Here's my exacto nif. Alright, see this shit off here. You know what I mean? I like to get that speed up feature going, but it's too stupid, man. You know what I mean? I'm a dumb guy. Skizzers. Just use the skizzers on this, man. So after I kick, they can just take this, you know what I mean? Wrap it back up and sell it to John Lennon's estate. Hey, man. What's happening, Sean? This is the real guitar, bro. Give me that other one you got, man. What's the mix? I'm gonna put this stuff off here. The pick guard, the pick guard, and the truss rod cover. All trussed out, picked out. Look at that shit later, man. Yeah, I mean that's not the paramount shit right now. There's only gonna be a couple things I want to sort of like do in the Lennon fashion on this, and we'll talk about that as we go along, man. There's one or two things, man. I want to put some Grover tuners on it for sure. Although I think he put gold ones on his. Chrome ones. I don't want to shine, man. This is gorgeous. This is 2019. It's only a year old. Oh, you see my balding head. Hey, man. Bobby G just showed us his balding head. He's a loser. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Look at that. Let's take a look here, man. This neck crack is nothing really. Oh, it's a little fucking jacked up. It looks like it's actually just a cosmetic thing. Let me take you down and I'll show you a little bit better, man. There it is. That's a pretty guitar, man. You know what I'm saying, man? What's this code in here say, man? See, as I reach on these. I spray coronavirus all over guitar, American fool. Ha ha ha. I think that's what it says, man. I'm not too good at my, you know what I mean, my Chinese anymore, but it looks like what it says. Now, the neck is definitely cracked, man. It's not just a finished thing, man. It's definitely, you know what I'm saying, cracked, and it's an ugly crack, too, man. My phone's doing an ugly job focusing in on it, but see, look, if you push back here, you know, I don't want to push too hard. This whole neck will fall off. You know what I mean? There's a lot of movement, man. So that's got, I got to pull the nut off of here. The other side's even uglier, but it's more of that. The other side's actually more of a, you know, finished thing. Still ugly, very ugly. You know what I'm saying? Handcrafted China, inspecting USA. So this guitar apparently, I mean, looks like to me, you know, there's absolutely no play wear on it. It looked like it arrived at the store broken, you know what I'm saying? And it was just like a write-off, man. But that's why I got the discount rate for. You know what I'm saying? Discount, smish count. So what we're going to want to do first is secure that neck. I'm going to pop that nut off and I'll see you over in the workshop. Yes! Alright, so we got the nut off. We can see the crack a little bit better. See how, you know what I mean? It's pretty bad, actually. See that? See that movement? See that? You can hear it cracking even more. See that? You can see all that space. So, we're going to stop that action, man. We don't like that at all. Get some tight bond, water down a little bit. I got the little douche, you know what I mean, thing. We're going to just get as much glue in that crack as we can, man. You know what I'm saying? We'll put a little piece of tape in here in the truss rod so we don't get anything in there, man. We'll just glue this guy up, man. Take it peaceful like. See you on the flip. Alright, so it's the next day. I had it clamped. Standing upright overnight. Just took the clamp off. Put a lot of weight on it. And the thing is solid as a rock now. Basically, I just took, you know, like I was saying, the tight bond. I put it in this little bowl. Watered it down a bit. I used this little douche bowl. And I put, you can get these little, you know, crazy glue capsules. And they have these little, like, things. And luckily, it fits right on top of here, like, perfectly. And I just use this little thing and, like, sort of, you know what I mean, shoot it into that crack, you know what I mean, a lot of it. And then I took the, you know what I mean, suction cup on the sides, you know what I'm saying. We got that glue in there, like, incredibly, man. We did a good job, Bobby G. We did a good job, all four of me. So, you know what I mean, it sat up right overnight. The thing is, like, only thing wrong with it now is, you know, that cosmetic crack in the finish. So let's clean up all this glue residue. You can see where the, you know what I mean, the clamp was. You know what I'm saying? There's all kinds of, you know, it's ugliness. So let's clean all the ugliness off of it. And then we'll, you know what I mean, attempt to address the cosmetic cracks. So I'll see you in a minute, folks. On with the music. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to attend to these cracks here. They don't look as bad as they did before. Now that we sort of got it, you know what I mean, glued. But they're still ugly, man. See that? So what we're going to want to do is to pour a little tiny little, you know what I mean, little puddle out onto this piece of cardboard. And carefully with this stick and with this little tiny pin, wick it into these cracks, man. Just wick it in there, man. Wick it work. So I'll see you when that's done, son. Alright, so now it's dry. Sometimes you get that white stuff. That's okay. We'll polish that guy out. So we got a brand new razor blade. We put some tape on it. You know what I mean? So we don't want to scratch up the sides. We're just going to use it as a scraper. You know what I mean? We don't. This is the hardest thing to do because it's curved. But we're going to want to take off all the mounds. You know what I mean? Get it down to level on both sides. So we'll come back when that's done. Focus, phone. You haven't taken your Ritalin today, man. Scraped off. After I was done with the razor blade, I took a number 2 X-Acto knife and I did the same thing. Because it's, you know what I mean, a little bit sharper. So now I'm just going to wet sand it. You know, 1500 and 3000. And I'll see you when I'm done doing that. So we got it totally down to the Ray Charles test. You know what I mean? Take a little tiny square of the, you know what I mean, sandpaper, wet sand it. You know what I mean? A little tiny thumb tip size. You know what I mean? You don't want to do anything other than that. Just hand sand it. So we're going to put some polishing compound on there, man. You know what I mean? Polish this guy up. And move on with our little project. Peace to you. This is nice and sheeny again. The polishing compound. Luckily it's not in a, you know, conspicuous place like right on the front of the guitar or anything like that, you know? So, that being said, man, let's start talking about hardware. I know it's a little early on in the project to sort of, hey, hardware, man. Now, let's look at this, man. This has got like 10-inch holes drilled. Now the tuning keys that came on, you know, originally were kind of like this, you know what I'm saying? And they'd be here, you know what I mean? But then they'd have like, I guess like a, you know, special bushing made, you know, and I don't know. But there are 10 millimeter holes there, you know what I mean? The big holes, as opposed to this, which has like an 8 millimeter shaft, you see? Little tiny shaft, big hole. That's because a lot of these, you know, the Revolution one or whatever, these bodies are, you know, brought over the U.S., finished here and sold for $2,000 under the guise of a John Lennon one, because John Lennon put Grovers on his. You know what I mean? And I have a set of late 60s Grovers right here. You know what I mean? Very, very good condition. I don't think they've ever even been mounted. And if you take a look, these gorgeous Grovers, they don't actually fit here because of the paint, man. There's been too much paint. You know what I mean? Finish globbed around. So before I do anything else, I want to sort of take a little circle file, kind of like this. You know what I mean? And go through those holes individually very carefully. You know, from the headstock side, the other side, because you don't want to blow out the headstock side. We're going to blow out this side if we do anything. And just do it until it fits on there. You know what I'm saying? And then we'll continue our journey. We want to do this now. You know what I mean? While we're still in like the, you know what I mean, rough and tumble stage. So we don't have to do it later when we're in like the finishing stage. So I'll see you later. Thanks. So now I reamed out her holes, and she's real smooth. I can get it in there real good. So what am I gonna do now, man? This Pal Pharaoh is real light, man. Pal Pharaoh is garbage, man. Honestly, you know what I'm saying? It's because people are too cheap to buy rosewood. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the Chinese, you know what I mean, no-name makers are using real rosewood, but the big boys, you know what I mean, Gibson, all the contractors, they're using shit. And that's Gibson's choice, man. If Gibson wanted real rosewood, they'd be like, yeah, man. But you get what you pay for. So I'm going to darken this up a little tiny bit, man. It's a little light. Got some Colonial Dude, man. A little provincial. Some dark stain. Just put it on there. We're not going to go crazy. Just sort of, you know what I mean, brush it in there. Let it set for a couple of minutes. You know what I'm saying? We want to make it look nice for the people. And very nice for the people. You know what I mean. Peace. Alright, so we darkened it up a little bit. Not too much, you know what I mean, but not bad. You know what I mean? I think they put some kind of sealer on this rosewood to keep the moisture out. But nonetheless, looks better. Doesn't look as pink anymore, you know? So, what are we going to do now? So we're going to start putting those electronics in there. Because we're, you know, pretty much up to the home stretch. We got the crack fixed. Got everything cosmetic taken care of. So let's put the hardware back on. Let's get these old Grovers. All these Grovers on there, man. You know what I mean? This is the VIP. You know what I mean? One of the little modifications. So I'll see you when that's on. Peace to you. And there we are, folks. They look great. Now we lucked out in this one because we didn't have to drill any holes. Screws fit right in those other holes from those tuners that Epiphone was using. That's a bonus, man. So let's flip her around and start doing the electronics. Now, I initially, when I got this guitar, was just going to build my own sort of wiring harness. But then I remembered, you know what I mean, with these arch tops with no, you know what I mean, component things. You know what I'm saying? There's no way to get into the electronics. You have to fish them through with, you know what I mean, tubing. You stick the end of the tube, you know what I mean, on top of the pot. And you work it through the guitar that way. I'll show you. It's a real pain in the ass, man. So I got an actual Epiphone wiring harness. This is a real from, supposedly made in Korea. You know, but they're all Epiphone components, you know, the jacks, Epiphone, you know what I mean? This is what was definitely in the guitar. I saw what they pulled out of this guitar, you know what I mean? So this is exactly the stuff they pulled off. And the switch is separate, so you can do, you know what I mean, do them in two parts, which is cool. And I got some Epiphone P90 dog ears. And these are the exact same pickups that are in this guitar. The exact same ones. Even the back has the same stickers as the ones that were pulled out of there. So those are correct, man. This is correct. That's correct. This is WD Music. This is the tailpiece. Why do I have that out here when we're talking electronics? It's because, folks, that's the first thing we got to do. See how there was like a little... there was a little ground wire coming out of that hole there underneath the tailpiece. Oh! Bang me up, man. Don't bang me up. Don't bang me up yet. I'm the only one that does some banging, right, Yoko? So let's fish that little ground wire through there, you know what I mean, and solder it up to the harness. Harness the energy, people. See you when that's done. There we go. We got it fed through. Coming out the F hole, man. FU hole. So we're going to just put the tailpiece, you know what I mean, lip on, just with 2 screws there. You know what I mean? We'll save the strap button for later, man. You know what I mean? I'll see you when this is screwed in. You screw up. Folks, good deal. Now it's time for the pickups. This is a case where, you know, I always say this, where the Chinese, I make one for me, I make one for you. One for me, one for you. So, I mean, basically, all these companies, you know, making these components, you know what I mean, for Epiphone, for Gibson, they're making them for themselves too. Because this is exactly, you know what I mean, the pickups that they're using on the casinos. These days, folks, these days. So let's get them on there, man. Let me feed those wires through and I'll see you when that's done. Peace. We got the pickups going. We got a little bit of low-tech painter's tape on the guitar so it doesn't get all fucked up when we do the next bit. So let's solder, you know what I mean, these wires to this harness. People, this is a frustrating thing. If you don't know how to solder, don't do it. Get a friend to do it. Don't drive drunk. Alright, so for better or for worse, we got it all soldered up. Let's bring this fucker over to the amp. Bring that switch with us. Check it out before we fish them through, you know what I mean? That's the wrong time to figure out something's fucked up when you get them all fished in there, man. Check it. Glory be! The tap test worked. Both pickups work. This whole combobulation works. So let's start feeding this hose through there. Pulling them pots in. Pulling them pots in, folks. I'll show you in process. Got them all through the guitar and connected to the correct pot. Now we just got to pull them through and hope they don't get tangled up. Folks, there's going to be a lot of cursing during this. I'll see you on the flip of that switch. We're starting to pull them up through the holes. And we're going to want to put the pointer washers and the nuts on as soon as we get them up there, because we don't want them to sink back down again. You know what I'm saying, man? Peace. Right, so we got it on. Plugged it into the amp. Works. Amazing. So let's continue our little journey here. Now, this is a black thing. It's not supposed to be black. You know what I mean? If you order like cream color ones from China, you get ones that look like this. You know what I mean? You get one from Korea, it's more this. See how there's like a difference in that color? One's like a cream and one's like a, you know what I mean, like a reddish cream. So I'm just going to take the top off this Korean one. This is a real, you know, Epiphone, you know what I mean, switch. Says Epiphone on it. You know what I mean? This is exactly like the one that's in there. We should take the top off there. Now let's talk a little bit about knobs. This is the type of knobs that actually come with the Epiphone Casino. You know what I mean? The modern Epiphone Casino. But to me, that font just looks cheesy, man. Just looks cheesy, folks. So I got a set that's a little bit smaller, a little bit corrector. You know what I mean? If you take a look at them together, the font's just a little bit smaller. It's even more apparent on the tone. You know what I'm saying? And the undersides are actually, you know what I mean? Whereas these are sort of like, you know what I mean? So we're going to go with these ones. And we'll just, you know what I mean? Forget about these. So let's put these guys on. See that cream color switch? Nice. All switched up. Oh, yes. That looks very, very nice. Very, very nice indeed, my friends. In fact, I almost want to say it looks perfect. Well, we're hitting the wee hours of the morning, people. I'm going to go hit the hay. Before I do, I got the nut here. Got all the glue and crap cleaned off from the manufacturers, you know, friends in China. Nice and clean, man. So I'm going to clamp it on the neck there, man. This tight bound. Get a nice grip on it. We'll just leave it set over a short period of sleep there. I'm just going to let you know before I hit the dozing. Peace be with you. See you in the morning. Alright, so it's the next morning. Early bird gets the worm. Okay. Looks good, man. Copacetic arrangement. So, let's get these bad boys on there. Real Gibson aluminum strap buttons. I'll see you when that's complete. Very nice. Oh, very, very nice. The Beatle. So, let's put this truss rod cover on. I got it right over here, over yonder. I'll see when that's complete. Also, looking nicer too. This guy's coming to the very end, folks. Let's get this pick guard on. Before I put the pick guard on, I just want to give you a little piece of ridiculous detail that I sort of just sought out. Now, I just pulled up a picture of John Lennon's actual guitar from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame website. Now, of all the nonsense little details that I didn't really pick up on, this is something I'm fairly interested in sort of messing with. See, he's got a little grommet under his pick guard. You know what I mean? Screw. And this one came with no grommet. In fact, there's a very meager screw indeed in that position. You know what I mean? So I found one, the oval head with a bigger head. And I have a little Rickenbacker grommet, pick guard grommet. So I'm going to use them, people. Right. Yes. That looks very, very sweet. Very sweet. Alright, so we got to put the strings on there. And in order to get the strings on, we got to put the tailpiece on there. And I got a regular old all parts ABR1. So we'll just slip those guys on there, the strings and everything, get it tuned up, intonated. And I'll see you on the glamour shots, because I know you guys like glam. And after that we'll say, look after yourself. Look after yourself. Give peace a chance. Look after yourself. There it is, folks. Don't need no goof ring to prove, a lifelong love with John Lennon has been fulfilled. You know what I'm saying, man? Just a gorgeous, gorgeous instrument, man. You know what I'm saying? Still got the plastic, over the E on the pick guard, man. I wanted to do this episode on the 80th anniversary of John Lennon's birth. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, getting the original Epiphone parts from China was, not as easy as it used to be. You know what I'm saying? It'll wait. Got to pay a lot of money. The Chinese packages. Looks gorgeous, though. John Lennon, he lived exactly 40 years and 2 months, almost to the minute. You know what I'm saying? He was born on October 9th, in like the wee hours of the morning, and he died December 8th. But he died in New York City, you know what I mean? And he was born in Liverpool, and the time zone difference. You know what I mean? It was almost exactly 40 years and 2 months to the minute. John Lennon, man. Very small, space of time on this planet. What a great, gift that we had, John Lennon. You know what I'm saying? God rest you, Johnny. Thank you, man. You know what I'm saying? All them records. I even like Mind Games, man. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really like all that Two Virgin stuff, though, man. Plastic Ono Band's Out of Sight, man. Great record. You know what I'm saying? Imagine. Hey, man. So here we are. You know what I'm saying? We're still within the window of John Lennon being alive 40 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So, this is for you, John Lennon. 80 years of, of existence in some form. Be it physical or spiritual. Peace be with you. And now, I just want to say, and this is something I actually just told from John Lennon. Look after yourself. Peace be with you. Look after yourself. Peace be with you. Look after yourself. Peace be with you. And there it is. Bobby G's Double Fantasy. Sweet dreams come true today, folks. The first fantasy was to one day own a real Epiphone Casino. Fantasy number 2 was to build an Epiphone Casino. And with this beautiful instrument, I kind of get them both, right? So thank you, America. John Lennon, wherever your spirit may be, you say you want a revolution. Well, we all want to change the world. You tell me that it's evolution. Well, we all do what we can. about destruction. Don't you know that you can count me out? Everything's gonna be alright. 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 John Lennon, man, rest in peace, brother. Paul Ringo, wash your hands. Hare Krishna, George. Hare Krishna, George. Hare Krishna, George. Hare Krishna. Don't mind the feedback. Hare Krishna. Look after yourself.